Hello, everybody. Hannah, really sorry to hear about your situation in the least responsive place on the planet. Really glad that friend of yours is at the hospital. I hope things are going better for them now. Ro, as I've said plenty of times before, your dad is the cutest thing in the whole world, and that little back and forth you guys have of the dishes that you've made is absolutely the kind of dose of wholesome that I need right now. Matt, again, I'm so sorry to hear about your uni friend. That is awful. The fact that the pressure of being productive is still on you after that kind of news is so heartbreaking. This global situation is so stressful and so sad for so many people right now, but particularly if you're being directly personally affected by it, you can't be expected to just carry on as normal. I really sympathize with this drive that you have though. The entire time that we've known each other, we've always been wanting to share projects, wanting to finish ideas that we've got, and all that's been holding us back, or so we thought, was the fact that we didn't have time to do it. So now it's like I'm having time off like I've never had before, and my brain is like, this is your chance. If you don't use this time to do what you claimed that you've always wanted to, then clearly it wasn't the time that was the issue. Maybe you're just an uncreative piece of shit. Maybe I am. I think a lot of us who have to do our creative things around work have always been convinced that it's like, all we need is that one chance. I can feel the fear in me that I'm going to prove to myself that I'm a failure, you know? And I think a lot of people who have been telling themselves around their work time that if their hobbies didn't have to be built into their schedule of work, that they would take off and create all this stuff that they've always wanted to. I think we're all kind of feeling the same thing right now. But it's really important to remember that, like, one, you can't expect your brain to go from the working schedule to this and automatically be able to completely function with all this new time in a really organised way. It's like when people suddenly start working from home. I bet all the people who are doing their jobs from home and didn't before are really struggling to organise their days. A change in structure is never going to be a smooth transition. It's going to take time. But also, like, this is not a normal time to be on planet Earth. All of the room in your brain is going to be taken up by the stress of checking in with your family and friends and trying to make sure that people you know are okay. And the general feeling of the news just filling your head with all of these updated facts about the situation getting worse and worse. It's stressful. Even at times when you don't feel like you're directly stressed about it, it's going to be eating away at something there. And you can't expect your brain to be at its most creative when all this stuff is happening. Something that has been really helping me, which I've always known is good because it's so basic and everybody says it really helps them, is literally just writing a to-do list every day. I know that I should do that. I know that it would really help me because my mind drifts and I struggle to stay on task and I don't remember what I'm supposed to be doing, but I never get around to doing it. But I have, over the past couple of weeks, been getting much better at writing a to-do list the night before, and it's been really helping. My most important note on that is to not do some big crazy to-do list, but be more specific with each individual task and give yourself credit for the things that you're doing that aren't like tasks, if that makes sense. My to-do list will have get up, go downstairs, because that really helps my brain get into the mindset that we're doing things step by step and then we're referring back to the to-do list and then take it from there. Having a productive day doesn't necessarily mean that you have to complete tasks that you can show have value to other people, like finish projects or finally writing a script idea that you had. For me, like I said before, I've been really trying to work on music stuff. And so I'll set myself the task of practicing for half an hour a day, 2 hours a day, depending on how I'm feeling. And I think I find that much easier because it's not like a task. All I have to do is sit at the piano and play the piece that I'm working on. And usually I get sucked into that. And then when I come away from it, I can feel the benefit of having improved at something. Of course, not that you should have to have something ticked off at the end of the day. I'm not saying that if you can't be productive, you should at least be doing this. I just mean that for me, it's been really nice. I've found that kind of balance on certain days. I'll just be doing a little bit of art and a bit of music and a bit of language learning. But because there's no point of completion for these things, I can't fail at them. They're a time thing. They're not a task thing. But more importantly than just completing tasks or working towards some arbitrary goal that you've set yourself because you'll feel like a piece of shit if you don't do them, removing the idea of like punishment and reward from my to-do list is really good. You know, sometimes I'll be like, I want to do this, this and this, and then if I get those done, I can sit down and watch a few episodes of something on Netflix for a while. But then if I don't complete those tasks, I get the shame of not doing the task, whether it was because the task was bigger than I thought it was or because I just couldn't get into the right headspace that day. But then I also get the lack of the thing that I enjoy. Shifting your perception of those things for like a reward for hard work to just something else that is important to you has really helped me. I need relaxation time with things I enjoy, regardless of how many tasks I've completed that day. So putting those fun things on the to-do list has really helped. So I'm not just looking at this list of things that I know are going to be mentally difficult. It's a mix of things and I can pick off at different times and stuff. That's been helpful for me and I think is also a healthy way to think about life and the things that you do in your day. I hope you guys are holding up okay so far. Who would have thought that this is what we'd be documenting in hindsight 2020? but here we all are. Thank you. Goodbye.